All right, this is my daily update for my build and public log. It's February 16th, 2025. So I'm pretty excited to share what I've done the last 2 days. I have been working on building a pretty advanced Telegram bot for Telegram. For what's called AI chat email, I'm rebranding that to be called Wizard AI. Now, that's not done yet. The rebranding and the landing page work is not done, but I'm working on the beta version of that Telegram bot. So I'm going to be sharing and demoing what I have so far and talking about that. I'm working on 2 core products, and I'm trying to bootstrap a business, and my goals are pretty ambitious, truthfully, probably more ambitious than they should be for a team of 1. I'm a solo entrepreneur. I try to work on things where I'm working on 2 things at the same time. Not like jumping back and forth, but like what I'm doing, I could reuse in 2 different places. For example, what I'm doing right now, building in public. I have a daily log where I try to share my knowledge with you all, and at the same time, I need to automate this. Okay, I'll do a video. This help me save time, and I'll do the building in public. Oh, and I'll make an agent for the one product that will actually help me do the build in public. Do you see what I'm getting at? I try to always be doing something that can be multiplied and be useful in 2 different places. Maybe that's insane. I'm certainly way behind. I thought I would have more solid products and users, to be completely honest with you. So maybe I'm taking on more than I can handle. I could really use help. I launched AI chat email to not very good fanfare. I had some friends, acquaintances, family try it out. I did a bunch of kind of marketing to get that out there, and I had people try it, and I had quite a few people actually try. Well, like 50 people tried it out, and the feedback was very underwhelming. It was a dud. It didn't work. The feedback was nothing, which means it's not very interesting. It means they don't want to actually use the product. The market kind of told me, no, we're not interested. Let's put it that way. And so I started working on my API service, but there's a lot of work to do for that, to get that really going, and I need more agents built. So I've decided to try to rebrand AI chat email and make it multimodal, where you can chat with it. It'll still do emails. I think it's quite useful for emails for some certain tasks. But even I, as the builder who wants an AI virtual assistant, don't even really use it very much. So that kind of tells you everything if even I'm not using it. But I'm attempting to make it useful. There'll be Telegram, there'll be email, and you'll be able to send voice messages. You'll be able to send images. I want to make it very, very robust and useful. And for me, chatting makes much more sense than over email. So I'm attempting to build a pretty complicated Telegram bot to be the interface between the users and the actual system. I naively thought it'd be a little bit easier than it's turned out to be. It's kind of complicated because Telegram's UI is pretty limited. So think about if you've ever used Slack or Discord, you have a main channel, and then you can have sub-threads in that main channel. Like, especially, I think the UI is a bit better in Slack personally, but you hit reply and you start a thread that's detached. That's great. So what I want is you have a main channel and you make a breakaway thread and you can keep the conversation going. Like if you go to ChatGPT or whatever MML in that chat app, you keep the conversation going like you're talking to a person, And then you press, new conversation, and you can see an archive of your previous conversations. Done. But Telegram doesn't have that concept. You can reply, and you can kind of keep replying, but it doesn't have like a detached thread Not good, y'all. I've been racking my brains on how to build threads, and I think I came up with an okay solution. But there's huge caveats. I have to store the entire conversation in my database. I don't really want that. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep that thread. Uh, okay, you're in an active thread. No worries. I know like the context. That's fine. It's kind of in memory, but I want it to be kind of disposable. And I only know that you had that conversation. But then I don't know. Let me just show you what I've done. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Every time I try to do a demo, it doesn't work. So I did restart the server. Okay. So you have a menu here. Okay. You have this nice little button, and you could start. So you can view your threads. You can start a new conversation like you do with ChatGPT. You could do info. I don't know what happened. So I don't know. There's, of course, the demo failed because I messed something up. But so here's the problem I've ran into. Okay. I'm trying to figure out because there's no concept of threads. I'm going to have to like record everything just in this bot, obviously. I don't have access to anything else. And keep it synced and build like a thread framework in there where it's like, okay, this is a thread in a conversation. Okay, let me replay that conversation. Let me manage, a listing like this, and then you can go back and you can go start a new conversation. So I'm trying to work through all of that. It's pretty complicated, and I just broke something, or I'd show the whole thing, but literally before this, I just broke something. I'm actively trying to figure this out and build it, obviously. There's nothing up on a real server. This is local. It's actually tougher than I thought because think about if you do have one of these conversations and the context gets really, really long, then what do I do? What do I do if you replay it? I can't just dump, a million messages on the screen. I might need to just show you like the last 10 messages and on the back end, like summarize that top part. It's pretty damn complex. But this is pretty cool how you can do all this. I think it's broken. No, it's working. Okay. Yeah. See, this will obviously say something more useful. And clicking it will get you back into that conversation. You can see it's like loading and trying to do that. But I need to like properly connect this to the database. Right now it's like a local state is not really hooked up. So anyways, this is what it's actually working. There's like privacy policy. You can do that. You can do, of course, this. I made good progress, but there's a lot of work to make this work. I thought it would be a little easier because think about it, like this sucks just to scroll and see everything. Like you need like a clear identifier, like this is a new conversation. Let me try. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, so it'd be something like this, but different text. That's just like temporary. So you would start a new conversation, you go back to one, and I'm managing all that is like kind of crazy. Like I said, I don't really want to like sync and store all the chats, but I think I don't have a choice. So if this is a paid service, I'm kind of on the hook to do that. So what do you think? Is this useful? Is this something you would want to use? Let me know, please, in the comments. That would be really, really helpful to hear your thoughts. But yeah, it's coming slowly but surely. I'm going to work a bit more today on this, and hopefully next week I can continue working on this. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week with possible freelance work, but I'm excited. This is pretty cool. I'm so excited to rebrand this, and at least I have something kind of working. The only thing is, please don't spam this bot. Like, this is not ready. This is pointed at janky local code. And I'm kind of being nice and sharing this with you all. So I'd appreciate not destroying this thing. So that's the update for today. Let's move on. So there's no comments today. So on to my rant. Yeah, I just So I just tried it in something. I broke something. Um, there's family over. There's people over today, and they're watching NASCAR, the Daytona 500. I'm not into racing. We've talked about this before. I'm not really into sports. Um, I just I could care less. I could barely look up at the screen. Um, but one time I went to Formula One. That was a Formula One race. That was pretty wild. So I went to Formula One in Mexico City one time, and it was crazy, crazy expensive. It was like for two people for the whole weekend. It was like $1,000 or something crazy. And it was like a whole weekend. It was kind of far away. You couldn't even drive or take an Uber. It was so far. There's so much traffic. We had to take the subway. So we went there, and I was blown away by like how posh and fancy this event is. Like there was nonstop helicopters bringing in, rich people from I don't even know where. Helicopters flying in and out all day long. Like the most posh, bougiest people are at this thing. I mean, I was like, what is this thing? This is pretty wild. This is like, you're hanging out with the richest people in that country essentially, and I was blown away by like how big of a production Formula One is. That you have all these cars and booths. It's almost like you're at a convention all week. There's like parties, there's drinking, there's dancing. I don't know if that's like the Mexican version or all the Formula One races are like this. I've only been to one. Um, pretty weird stuff. Like it was just a big party for the weekend, and we have really good seats, actually, for the amount of money I spent. I hope so. We were like right on a corner, and kind of a shit show. Everyone was drinking. It was like nice weather, and you get really into it. And it's so crazy because when you're sitting there, you have one little narrow view, and the cars go by so fast and it's so loud. You can feel it in your chest. It's like, like you feel it. And you just kind of watch for a second, and they just go by so fast you barely can see the cars going by because it's so goddamn fast. You smell the burning rubber. It's pretty interesting to see that. I think I'd be more interested in going to that again than a NASCAR race. But yeah, it was pretty wild, and we ended up. It was a big party, really. I was seriously a shit show. We got totally wasted at this thing, and a lot of other people were too. We were not alone. And after there was like this big hall with like music and dancing. I mean, it's just so strange. So, and like the most posh rich people, they like and then Latin America. I don't even think just Mexico were there. I mean, people flying in private jets and helicopters. Pretty weird experience. Cool. I would like to go to the Vegas one. Now they have it in Las Vegas. They spent like a lot of money to do that. And I've always wanted to go to the Monaco one. That would be pretty cool too. That'd be an experience. I've been to Monaco. I don't like Monaco at all. It's a beautiful part of the world, but I do not like that city. That'd be wild because they do the whole streets. It's not like in Mexico City. There was a dedicated track. And they have like these stands set up all around. But there, it's like in the city. That's pretty exciting. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not into that stuff, but I would go again. Especially it's just the experience and seeing and feeling especially if you're close like we were, the sensation of those cars going by was pretty cool. It was actually, I do recommend going if you ever get the chance. So anyways, I'm going to keep at it with the Telegram, and that's all I got for today. See you tomorrow.